Hi, this is Nancy with Peace Coaching Worldwide. I had a client today that reminded me of something that I'm also in the middle of, and I wanted to talk about it just a little bit, and that is becoming an empty nester. And so my kids are in their early 20s now and off at college and working. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about the grief that comes with being an empty nester, but also the joy and the satisfaction that can come with that as well. And so the thing that had come up for me while I was working my client through this is that my ultimate goal the whole time that I was raising my kids was not for them to depend on me for the rest of their lives. My ultimate goal for them throughout the course of their life was to get them to the point where they don't need me. And so, and they are getting to that point. They're pretty darn close. My son, who is off at college, while he still needs me a little bit, I bring him food, things like that. He really likes that. But he's living in an apartment by himself, and I talk to him every once in a while. But for all intents and purposes, for all of the things that he needs just for his daily life, he does most of those things on his own now. He gets himself to work and he makes his own paycheck, and he just is learning how to buy his own groceries and, and pay for them himself and all of those kinds of things as well. And what came up for me when I was talking with my client was the idea that I want to transition my kids from the time that they are conceived until their adulthood. My ultimate goal is to help them not need me anymore. And the parents who help their kids achieve that the most seamlessly are the ones who tend to have really good relationships with their kids, because they're constantly having this goal of them being on their own, of them being self-sufficient. And ultimately, I mean, if you think back to when you were that age, that's what you wanted. You wanted to be able to grow up and do things your own way, to be able to mature and blossom into a self-sufficient person. And the kiddos that struggle with that in particular, they do have some struggles. And so ultimately my goal was to get them to not need me. And when they no longer need me, they now have a fresh and new opportunity to want me. And when they want me instead of need me, that's when they can really, for the first time, really truly love me. Because love isn't based on need. Love, if it's truly love, it must be a choice. And once it's a choice, then we're not beg, borrow, steal, coerce, manipulating in order to get what we need. We're just able to choose to love. And for the first time, my kids can truly love me because they don't need me. And so when I think about empty nesting, and there's feelings that come with that, of course. There's change, there's sadness at the season that I enjoyed so much with having my kids at home is coming to an end, but ultimately it opens up a whole new season of them getting to want to spend time with me and not need it. And that has its own really cool beauty and its own goal fulfillment. What I wanted for my kids was for them to be able to be self-sufficient without me, and we're reaching that goal. And so I'm a big believer in what matters is the story that we tell ourselves. And so what story can you tell yourself about your kids that are flying the nest, leaving the coop? And the story that I can tell myself is that my kids will have now the opportunity to really love me for the first time because they need nothing from me. So there's your food for thought for today. Thanks for stopping by.